All right, Shalom. It's the brother Balls off from Great Millstone, Atlanta. I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shemal, Shabbat, Shemer, Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the word in sincerity and in truth. And you see the title is going to be entitled, What's Up with All the Emotionalism? You know, me and a couple brothers were just doing discussions. And it was mainly through observations, just reading individuals, bringing out this point of rape in the Bible, and they're saying don't follow Great Millstone because they saying to rape children. And it's always been a long line of bashing of what we actually say, and we come with provide everything via scripture. And Yahweh Shah said, woe unto them that shall, when men shall speak well to you, so did they unto the false prophets. The disciples and that group known as the Christians back then, the followers of Hamashiach, they were berated, and they were looked down upon for the particular doctrine that they spoke. That's why it tells you in Acts the 5th chapter, they would try to proceed to ban them from particular teachings, preferably teaching the name of the Lord amongst other things. And we see the same energy being echoed in today's time with we teach, because when you read these scriptures, you have to read it outside of your emotions, your personal perceptions and opinions. This is an ancient book. This book is thousands of years old, and the ancient practices don't compare to the practices of today. We're living in the modern world. We're living under a foreign rulership. The Edomites, the so-called white race, and they have a lot of laws and legislations that are they counter the ways of the scriptures. Such as for the example of rape. Now, the scriptures give you the penalty for rape, and it would be a specific dowry you would have to pay, and you would have to be joined unto that woman for life. And even in the ancient world, in terms of warfare, you watch that on all various types of movies. You see how war got pretty brutal, and all races under the sun have involved themselves in destroying people and taking their women for ransom. And in today's time, that would be classified as rape. And us in us in this citizen mindset, where everything has already been conquered, people can't even, fathom the point of, killing of masses of people, stealing of lands, and the ravishing of women. So, it just bugs the people out. But that's why you have to read the scriptures with full clarity and not personal perception. So I'm going to start with this. This is Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. Right. So when you read these scriptures, you have to trust in the Lord and his words to be faithful and true. All right. As it is written that the Most High is true and every man is a liar. You see, so your thoughts and what you believe, they are deceitful. It tells you that in Jeremiah the 17th chapter, how the heart is deceitful above all things. Who can know it? Your mind tells thousands of lies unto you because it's been adjusted and corrupted and also conformed to the ways of, the so-called white man. All right. Through the curriculum, through the educational centers that we all have been programmed and adapted in, and also adopted. We have adopted foreign ways of life. So we trust. So we actually have our minds suited and tailor made for this society. And when we read something from another standpoint, especially these jakes, without a level of freeing their minds from the ways of the world, they bug out. And we see it time and time again, individuals bugging out from reading the scriptures. That's why even at certain times, the Bible was it was to be administered, to the people from authoritative figures. People and commoners wasn't even able to publicly read because commoners take, points and they they spaz out and they don't have the right filter and the right understanding to accumulate the proper answer dealing with these contexts. It's a studious book, and some men, which I'm gonna get the scripture, some men read the scriptures, and it was hard for them to stomach it. They received visions, of course, and as it is written, make the visions plain upon tables, and that's how prophecies started to get raveled throughout the scriptures. But when the men received those particular visions, it troubled them. And this is Daniel, the 7th chapter, the 15th verse. I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. Right. So when you go to verses up, you read the vision that Daniel received, and it was about the raising up of major empires and the fall of these kingdoms, and the Ancient of Days taking over the world. And he's not going to take it away with asking or negotiating. He's going to take it away with violence. That's why it says in Revelations 18, thus with violence that great city Babylon shall be destroyed. So when Daniel seen these series of visions, he reacted with a troubled spirit. And this is the same Daniel that was in a lion's den. His friends got thrown in the fiery furnace. You see, he's seen the worst of conditions and been in the worst of conditions. And when he received these visions, he spoke about how his head was troubled, and in the midst of his body was constantly grieved due to what he saw. You see, and then he continued on to speak about, various points of prophecy. And when you jump down to verse 28, it says, "Hitherto is the end of the matter. As for me, Daniel, my cogitations much troubled me, and my countenance changed in me, but I kept the matter in my heart." Right. So he retained the words, even though which I'm gonna get this word, cogitations, his cogitations troubled him. The word cogitations is night visions of thoughts. It goes back to the Hebrew word ra'ai yawan, which is, like I said, the night visions, the thoughts or mental conceptions. So his mental conceptions troubled his body, man. You know, that's why he said and his countenance changed in him, because when he read those words, it shook him up a little bit, but he still had to proceed with writing it down and making it public. So same thing today. Every brother that reads the Bible, in the that's of the hopeful elect, they don't just stomach it easily. It's a process. That's why it's known as honey. And you have to eat honey in moderation in order to fully process it in your body, and for your body to react properly. So it's the same thing with your spirit. This word is to be rationed out little by little. You can't just stomach the Bible like it's a novel. And a lot of people believe they could read this book like a novel. And the more that they go into it, the more that they see how brutal, how X-rated, so to speak, this book truly is. So this is Ezekiel 2:9. "And when I looked, and behold, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations, mournings, and woe." Right? So Ezekiel, another man of the Lord, he read the scriptures, and he seen what was written within the scriptures, and he said all he seen was lamentations, which is basically a strong crying or mournfulness. Lamentations, mournings, which mournings is an emotion of lowliness. And woe is woe means destruction. So that's all that's written within and without these scriptures. If you're looking for a love story, if you're looking for a romance novel, this isn't the book for you. If you're looking for some comical relief, this isn't the book for you. But if you're looking for the truth, the pure unadulterated facts, then this is the book for you. You see? So this verse 1 in chapter 3 says, "Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat the roll." So he consumed it, right? And we'll see how he felt after fully digesting the word. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. So it tasted good. It was thrilling to the senses, and it was exciting. But as he processed it and digested it, you know, he spoke about how it basically it was bitter. And this is a bitter book. But these scrolls have to be read, they have to be understood, and they have to be taught. And it's all about the ones that actually can take the bitter for them to receive this word. You see? So, this is just something I have for Akim. What's up with all the emotionalism? It's a lot of emotions out here, man. As a man of, and it's mainly men. It's mainly men with all these emotions and of female like tendencies emitting from them. You have to be a man. You have to, as it is written, gird up your loins, especially when reading these words. So I want to end by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shemal, Shah, by Shemar, Kakodash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom Akim.